Yeah. All right. So recently I had a video come through my feed, and it was from a TikTok friend of mine. And the video was talking about, eBay's terms and conditions. So I had never really looked at the terms and conditions and everything on their website. But she was just pointing out that a lot of us actually depend on the income that we bring in from our eBay sales and things like that. So you don't want to mistakenly put something up on your store for sale that is against their policy and potentially get your account banned. So I went through all of my listings just to make sure that I was safe and I wasn't, having something listed that was, against the policies and different things like that. And I actually, I had sold something that I didn't realize was, riding a fine line of what they would consider against their policy. I had sold this right here, but actually I was safe only because it was not a switch one or one of the push button knives, which is against the policy. But with that being said, I just wanted to run through 10 things that some of them are kind of funny, but 10 things that are actually against eBay's policy to list, just to be on the safe side so you don't get yourself banned. So number one is funeral items like urns. That's a no-no. Can't sell that type of stuff on eBay. The second one is alcohol. You cannot sell alcohol on eBay. You can request to be a seller that's allowed to sell wine, but unless it's an empty alcohol container, like maybe a collectible or something like that, you cannot sell any type of alcohol on eBay, which I was not aware of. Three is bear traps and like leg hold constrainers for animals. That goes against eBay's policy too. I guess they're really encouraging the welfare of animals, so you can't sell any bear traps for you hunters and all of that out there. And I already talked about knives, but butterfly knives, switchblades, push knives are not allowed. The reason why the one that I sold on eBay was allowed was because it was a standalone and the size of the actual blade was, not against their policy. But I'm not even going to push it to the limit anymore with items like that. Five and six kind of go together. You cannot sell medical equipment. We're not doctors out here, and even the doctors would not suggest selling items on eBay. Talk to a physician if you need something medical wise. Uh, number five goes with number six, which is pill pressers. We are not helping people out here manufacture illegal medicines or pills of any sort. So pill pressers are not allowed also. The next one is obvious, for obvious reasons. No pew pews. You cannot sell those on eBay. Go to a authorized dealer to get that type of thing. Uh, eBay is not the place for it. This next one is very concerning that they even had to add this to their policy, but human body parts. You cannot sell human body parts on eBay. So I don't know who's doing what out there, but the extent of human body parts that are allowed is hair in a wig. You can sell human hair that is, you know, made into a wig of some sort, but other than that, there are no human body parts allowed. That is so crazy. The next one, adult toys. Adult toys are not allowed to an extent. I believe, to my understanding from reading the terms, they have to be new and sealed and unused. The last thing on my list of 10 is counterfeit items. This one is really big, man. Like, you cannot sell fake items on eBay. So all you people that are selling Jordans, where he's doing a finger roll instead of the jump man or shooting a jumper, no, that's not authentic. That is not real Jordan. People selling knockoff items that you got from Canal Street, you're gonna mess around and get yourself banned on eBay and lose your account permanently. I know there are a ton that I missed, so throw in the comments some that you might either find funny or may have mistakenly posted and got a warning email from eBay, or just some that you want to make other people be aware of, that you cannot list on eBay. Just to help out, just review over their terms and policies and all of that stuff on eBay because it's very serious. I would assume over the years they have had people selling some crazy stuff. And mind you, that was only a list of 10. There are like 1,000 different things that you cannot sell on eBay. So just take a look for yourself. Make sure you are being cautious with what you're listing. I nowadays am primarily just selling clothing, hard goods and stuff like that. But like I said, just take a look for yourself, read it over, make sure you have a good understanding before you're listing things that could be questionable. But other than that, happy selling out there, and I will catch you guys on the next one.